I guess not. I don't know. Hey, look at that. We're live. We'll give a few people. We'll give a few people. Give some time. Give a few minutes for people to join us. I guess, like we normally do. Oh man. Jack's being attacked. Jack's being attacked.
Who's a good joke? Internet points right here.
Right. Oh, we already have 2 people watching. Hello, welcome. I'm actually one of them's Jack, I'm sure. So we have 1 person watching. Hello.
Actually, I'm not watching it. I am not watching it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we have 2 legitimate people. Unless one's an automaton.
Be sure to say hello so we can know who you are. Unfortunately, we're unable to tell who you are.
Yeah, we only can tell by the comments at first. Yeah. So you're legally obligated to post something in the comments.
You'll have to tell us if you're a police. Oh, sorry. Wait.
Actually, statistically, they don't have to tell you if they're part of the
I know. Hello, Marie. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. It's close enough. I'm going to go ahead and start the intros. Hello, you have found Texas Steampunk Connection once again. I am transmitting to you from my pocket universe into the multiverse of steampunk all over from Texas, somewhere in Texas. I am Flavio. Yes, from Texas, somewhere in Texas. Yes, I'm Flavio, sometimes known as Damn It Flavio, also sometimes known as Major Damn It Flavio. With me, as always, my host is Thax. Hello, Thax. Say hello. You have to say something.
Oh, yes.
This is not just a video podcast. You actually have to say something.
I know, right?
There should be people listening to us after we record this, and I put it onto the feeds. And also as well with us is Jack again. Finally, Jack is joining us again.
I'm back.
Yes.
And
once again, Nicole has decided to join us today. Thank you again,
Hello.
Nicole.
Hello.
Oh man, we have survived a frozen attack. Who pissed off Queen Mab? Jack, what did you do?
Snowmageddon. We survived Snowmageddon.
So it's a long story, but we are all going to make it out alive.
Are we?
Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Justin.
Someone asked me if I wanted a snow cone today and nearly gave me PTSD.
Oh no.
Man. For those of you, most of you should be Texas listeners because we are the Texas Steampunk Connection. But if you are not in Texas and you did not watch the news, last week was frozen. We were under Arctic blast like you wouldn't believe. We got into the single digits in temperatures, ice and snow everywhere. We are not built for this here.
This is not something Central Texas is supposed to have.
Elsa moved to Houston and let it go.
Oh, so it was Elsa. Okay, I thought it was
Yes.
Queen Mab. Okay, so one of those frost people out there.
It's probably all of them. They're all pissed off at us.
Yeah, who again?
Too, but nothing like this.
So Jack kind of admitted he pissed off Queen Mab. You sure, Jack?
It was it was a legitimate deal. She didn't dot all her I's and her T's and stuff, and so I took advantage. And she didn't like it much.
I evacuated my house simply because I realized it was too cold when I picked up one of my cats and he was shivering.
Oh,
My cat was shivering. They have fur coats,
So you lost power, obviously.
I lost power for 48 hours, yes.
goodness.
I left after 30 hours. I finally left.
Yeah.
No,
he's
like
the worst one off.
Yeah.
Although I did find out that after I left, the power came on 6 hours after I left, but I don't know if I would have survived those 6 hours or my cats or whatever. But and then I got stuck where I was because the roads were too icy to drive back. So I stayed 2 nights at a friend's house.
Watch any good movies?
No, but we played some games, and luckily my cats actually, even though they were all in one room, they were well behaved. I was really surprised. They didn't pee anywhere they weren't supposed to pee. They didn't scratch anything they weren't supposed to scratch. So they were actually very well behaved. Yeah. Hello, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Marie. Glad you survived. Glad
Hello.
everyone survived. Unless, of course, you didn't survive. Then how are you listening to the show?
Oof. Okay. I am broadcasting
there for that.
I am broadcasting throughout the Steamverse, so it could, Steamverse can be, Afterlife Possibly, I don't know. We don't know. Out there in the ether or ether. How do they say it?
Ether.
Either.
You say ether, I say whatever.
Either.
Let's call the whole thing off. either. Let's call the whole thing off. Anyway.
Pecan, whatever.
It's always pecan.
Or water or bust pipes, anything like that?
My house survived rather well. Nothing went wrong here.
No, we were good.
But we're
Nothing
lucky.
broken.
We're all lucky. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although
So
my
people-
pumpkins on my front porch had about like a glaze of ice on them about that thick. It's this little cool fantasy pumpkins, just like about this much bigger. They look like I dipped them in plastic lacquer or something. I got pictures of it.
Oh, hello, Rita, one of our most loyal listeners.
Woo!
Hello. Oh, crap.
Okay, so let's get the show on the road, shall we? Wow, we have plenty of watchers. Once again, I'm last broadcast we had a co-host, a visiting co-host, Kitty from Fair Treasures. I have, if you're listening to this later or you did not watch live last time and we're waiting for the podcast feed, I'm sorry I did not post it yet because, well, we froze over last week and I was unable to. And then work. Now I'm behind schedule with work and things are going crazy over here. But I will get that out as soon as I can, and this one will be sure to follow. So those of you listening later, that's why you're getting 2 in a row.
Lucky you.
Yeah. So all right. So let's go ahead with the podcast within a podcast. What I like to call drinking with your friends. Today, I have found one called 903 from 903 Brewers. Chocolate donut.
Oh,
See that?
gee, I've never
Chocolate.
heard of them.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't eaten it. There's a donut with sprinkles in the back. Picture of it. If you can see that.
Is that an area code or something? Oh, I'm so curious.
Malt beverage with natural flavors. Let's see. 9.7 volume. Pairs with Mississippi mud fudge, short ribs, and sunrises. It says.
Damn.
Canned in Sherman, Texas. Brewed and canned in Sherman, Texas. So it's a Texas beer. All right, here we go.
Give us
Smells like a dark beer. That's smooth. Not necessarily overly sweet like you would think, but it's definitely smooth.
Sorry for this, like the sudden little screech there. I poked
didn't
myself
catch
with a pin.
Are we bleeding? If you're
No.
bleeding, you're obligated to show the camera.
No blood.
Well,
No,
hello
but
to New Mexico.
You
Oh,
too.
hello, New Mexico.
Hey, it's by sci-fi.
Via Sci-Fi, our New Mexican listener and / watcher. Okay, so that's what I'm drinking. It was actually pretty good. I like it. How about you, Fax? What are you drinking?
Well, I want to know, is it a stout or more of a porter? It looks very dark.
It is a flavored milk stout.
Stout, okay. Ooh, I like those milk stouts.
Yeah, it's nice. It's smooth. It's a very smooth drink.
Okay, for
I
me,
was expecting it to be a little sweeter though, but it's not.
I
Sorry.
got from the Community Beer Company, Snickerdoodle Ale.
Oh,
Snickerdoodle. Nice.
Snickerdoodle.
some cinnamon there.
Cinnamon and vanilla spiced ale.
Mm.
So I've already poured it. It's got a golden ale color.
Mhm.
It's, not clear, so possibly unfiltered. Smells like beer.
Smells like beer. Okay. There he goes. Pinky up.
Ooh. Oh yeah. It's yeah, I definitely get the cinnamon and spice,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like a sweet dessert flavor. That
Very
is
bready
really
then,
good.
right?
I just picked this up at HEB today. Yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was not overly expensive. This is good. I'll buy this again.
Ooh,
All right.
pick mine
Pass
up.
this to the wifey.
Yeah, I got this one today as well. The 903 chocolate donut. You can buy them in singles on occasion. I found this one as a single. I don't.
Mhm.
I learned my lessons. I don't buy 6-packs anymore just in case I don't like it. Because it just sits in my fridge.
That's really tricky. The ones I want to try are like the more expensive ones, and often you can only get those in the 6-pack.
This is true.
Or 4-pack. And what if I hate it?
Yeah, exactly. What if I hate it?
You give them to presents.
That's when you pawn them off to people you don't like.
So you have 5. After you drink one, you'll have 5 left. And therefore, you do this a couple of times, and you have 2 or 3, and you stick little mini baskets that you hand off to your friends as like presents.
Or people you don't like.
Or people you don't like.
Yeah.
Or if you know, it's like, well, I don't like this, but I know so-and-so will.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, that's people you like. He's like, well, right. I know I don't like this, but I know Thax would like this. Here, have Thax. But anyway, how about you, Jack? What are you drinking?
I am drinking Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Bourbon whiskey, the hard stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks, And I'm
tastes
doing
like burning.
A wonderful shot glass I picked up while in Monaco. So I think it's actually one of the more. It's a good little shot glass. I love it.
Okay, it's not one of your Steamchest shot glasses.
Not today. We're going with a smaller shot glass since I'm going with my more celebratory. See, the difference here is we with the Steamchest shot glass is it's a full American size shot glass, not a shot glass. So it's like this one you can fill up to 1 ounce if you go all the way to the top. These are only 0.75, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, Vice Sci-Fi is drinking Captain Morgan Cannon Blast rum and Diet Pepsi.
Ooh, I haven't tried the blast rum before.
Cannon Blast rum. Okay.
The bottle is shaped like a cannonball, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
I don't know. Vice Sci-Fi. How about you, Nicole? What are you drinking?
So I'm sticking to my non-alcoholic ways, I guess. Even though I was. Worries. And I'm drinking Coca-Cola out of my Wild Bill's 2016 mug.
Awesome.
Because the indestructible mug is in fact destructible, and it began leaking as soon as I poured my soda in there. And I was like, "Oh, alas!"
False advertising. The indestructible mug.
Fries. We'll never break. Clunk clunk. It broke.
Well, it lasted for like 5 years, so I can't really argue too much. And I put it through pretty much hell because it goes to Texas Renaissance, it goes to Scarborough, it goes to Steampunk November. It really kind of gets clunked around at Steampunk November.
It's your favorite sidearm for my head. So I can't really complain.
Okay, so I guess the abuse doesn't cover its indestructibleness then.
Right. I was gonna put rum in this today, but then I was like, I'm kind of sleepy, and alcohol just makes me sleepier, so maybe I should stay awake for the podcast.
So after the podcast, just a little sip of rum on the side, just to help you get to sleep.
Like 5 minutes it starts, so you're just in that little like woo. But it seems like sewing does it for you too. So cheers for that. It's more constructive.
So you're not the only one not drinking alcohol. Rita, who tunes in every episode, she always drinks water. Or last time was fruit punch.
She has a water with orange vanilla Mio.
Ooh.
I don't know what a Mio is. I'm confused.
I don't know what a Mio is either.
So what it is, it's like a flavoring.
Oh, it's a little thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little squeezy flavor, water flavoring stuff.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Okay.
Is that a brand name?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the brand name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little triangle looking thingy. You pop the top over the side. You have to squeeze it just so, or else it doesn't work. And it gives you almost.
Or it gives you the whole freaking bottle if you're not.
Yeah, it feels like it's under some sort of weird
pressure. We got a peach Moscato here at Airship Blackwell.
Ooh.
I have a confession.
I
was talking with Jenny Lynn Shaver, who's drinking the peach Moscato over this last week, 2 weeks, and I have ventured into the TikToks.
Oh no,
that's right.
Yeah, I thought you were going to post some TikToks, Jenny, some steampunk TikToks on our site.
Welcome to TikTok. It's addicting.
She posts some on her TikTok and on her own feed.
On her TikTok. Okay.
You have to go look for it.
I will look for it.
I got on the TikToks, and now I understand. It is This is a fascinating place to be.
It is a black. It is a black hole. A black hole. I swear. Like I'm on there. I think I may be on there for like 30 minutes. I'm on there for an hour, and my phone's already dead. So it's like.
Oh.
I look through TikTok through at least the filter of Reddit, so
Right.
it might be better, but it's definitely a little different.
Yeah.
I think it gives me the better stuff. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I've been meaning to make more TikToks, but that requires me to
Effort.
put things. Yeah, that.
And power.
Yeah.
That's what was so fascinating when I got on the TikToks, right? I made my account very quickly, and it immediately started serving me up a video.
Yep.
And then another one. They only last like,
Yep.
30
Mhm.
seconds.
30
So it's
seconds.
like already short attention span theater,
Yep.
which is what everybody is now.
Well, since you're on the TikTok, you need to find the few that Nicole had posted. They're pretty amusing.
And if you like it, it's really smart. It says, "Oh, you like that dog video? Here's 10 more." Like,
Yeah. When I first got on there, I got nothing but cosplay stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then like one video from Witch Talk popped up, and I was like, this is clever. And then it's all Witch Talk. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Too
and
much.
then now it's sea shanties and random cat video.
The way the internet should be. Served you at 30 seconds a time.
It changes weekly because occasionally they'll just throw a random one in there, and I click it and I like it, and I'm like, oh, now it's nothing but that on my face.
YouTube channel, like my YouTube search history. I watched like 8 people almost religiously, and then one random thing will pop up, and then it's because like I've seen everything else that everyone else I usually watch has posted. It just like cascades everything. Oh, he found something new. Give him everything in that genre, and then I have to go back and like physically click on the things I usually like to watch to have it like pop those guys back up again in my feed. It's weird. Thank you, algorithm.
I have to like go over and like slide over to the ones that I follow and start liking their stuff. So like Ben from he goes to Steampunk November. I don't know if he Ben Subject
Airship Albatross.
Yes, I can't remember his airship ever, but he's on there. I see him all the time.
Hashtag Ben.
Yep, hashtag Ben. But that's the only consistent one the entire time I've been on TikTok has been Ben, and I'm like, why? Why does this? Why do you like? Whatever.
So, never mind. I was going to be like, there's a hashtag, the actual hashtag, but does anybody actually do hashtag and spell out the word hashtag after it? So, hashtag. So.
My best friend sometimes does. Caitlin sometimes does that. So.
Madness.
That's funny. Oh man! So that's everybody. So that's the end of our podcast within the podcast, Drinking with Friends. Thank you very much. We shall probably move on to some kind of steampunk conversation because this is supposed to be a steampunk podcast. But I don't know if we're steampunks and we like it. Does that make us steampunk? I don't know.
Hey, most of my TikToks are in Natalie's. So
yes.
The other ones are all in my Harry Potter character. So most of them are Natalie. So
yeah, they're all very amusing. That's why I got on the TikTok is because of you.
Yeah.
So I guess I got my homework done this week, despite the freeze. How about you guys? Anybody got anything? Let's go first.
I have a smidgen of homework done.
Okay. I'll go first. This is something I started watching. It just started last week. I'm going to go ahead and share the video. I'm just going to share something here real quick. Share. Hey, one of these days I will learn how to do this faster. Because I'm funny that way. There's a show on the network called Stars, The Luminaries. There's only 2 episodes in. It's in the right time period. They are in New Zealand.
Eva Green is also in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah. Eva Green's in it.
Yeah, there's gold prospecting involved. The closest I can come, maybe the only thing that might make it steampunk adjacent, if not steampunk, is there is some kind of mysticism going on or something magical going on, because there's a guy and a woman, and I think they're the main characters. There's only 2 episodes on, and I'm having a little trouble following the whole story right now, but it's not bad. They were apparently born on the same day, same year, almost the same time. So they're somehow connected.
Like that.
Well, they weren't twins. They were from different people across different parts of the world. And apparently, from what little I can tell, whatever, because they're jumping through time. They're not jumping. They're showing different time periods, like in the future and present time. Like this is what's happening in the present time. This is what's happening in the future.
So that's how they're presenting the narrative.
Yeah, the narrative is based, or maybe the future is the present time, and they're showing the flashbacks or something. Because eventually, in the flashbacks are going to lead up to what's happening in the present, obviously. Okay. But from little I can tell, what happens to one, the other one feels, kind of thing. They're connected somehow that way. But it's only 2 episodes in, and they haven't quite explained it or shown much of it. But it's interesting enough, and it could be. I will keep my eye on it, and I will judge later on whether or not I call it steampunk. But it is close, if not exact, kind of thing. So, whoops, what did I do? I lost everything.
You close that frame. Oh no, he's gone.
Oh. Did he leave?
Yes, Eva Green. She's very nice. Oh yes.
We lost our commentator. I guess we'll deal.
She's like one of those corset actresses.
Oh yeah.
No matter what she's in a corset. And that's fine. That's very nice.
Stick with the raven black hair and those green eyes, and just give me subdued lighting and just say anything. It doesn't matter.
So the year I actually got to go to Vampire Ball at the church, I went as Eva Green from Penny Dreadful. Because I didn't really want to do the vampire thing, because I wanted to be able to drink, and I can't really drink with vampire teeth in my mouth. So I did witchy Eva Green. It worked out fine. But
pictures?
I do have pictures somewhere. I might have to just crop out my ex-husband, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
understood completely. Moving on from the subject.
Whew, and I'm back. Man, I'm such a professional. I kicked myself off the damn stream.
Hey,
sorry about that, guys.
So
Good
Fabio,
for
it has kept your interest these last 2 episodes, though.
How's that? Yes. I'm going to continue watching it, because there's going to be something's happening, and it's interesting. There's a mystery involved, of course, and yeah, it's caught my interest. I will continue watching it, whether it's steampunk or not. I will, if it becomes more steampunk, I will keep people updated. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think one of the things we do here, like I said before, is we watch something or look at something, and we determine whether or not it's steampunk. So it may not be steampunk, but it's still under consideration.
Okay,
at this point.
Right.
So that is my homework for this time. How about you, Thax? Do you have anything?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yes. So this all started with Vi Sci-Fi.
Oh, hello.
Because January 29th, he wrote on our Facebook page, and I'll paraphrase or shorten it. Pondering, and this is funny because this was way before last week.
Mm-hmm.
Pondering that when the grid goes down, steampunks would be on the forefront of analog classic technology. Mayhaps you guys could discuss analog tech for the steampunk survivalist.
Oh,
okay.
It's like he could
Tyler Barnes needs to be on here for this.
Who?
Tyler Barnes. Okay, so he used to be part of Mad Raven Productions and stuff. He was on the side.
Okay.
He does is he's a musician. He's done some music for me for work on Mission Reloaded Gaming, my YouTube channel. He's also done He's on my Facebook post, always doing something with old technology. He's like making analog music, or he's writing computer games, or he's editing like old Zelda startup stuff. And like he just yet again comes up, I found this old computer at such and such a place, and now I'm making it make disc music. So he's just like a digital analog, like early 90s and earlier technology wizard of just divining weird stuff to do with it. And so it sounds a lot like what he's talking about,
but more Steam oriented.
Well, this would be more Steam oriented, but this is like technology. If in modern day, if you needed stuff to go on, he would know how to deal with it. And unless you wanted to have like, your Nintendo make, put music, you could figure out a way to do it too.
But you got to power the Nintendo by Steam.
Okay. Aircraft carriers are powered by Steam. This is not that big a problem.
I know.
Whoa.
I know.
They're not using coal to fire the water this time. They're
using nuclear generators.
Yeah.
To make water hot.
It's
absolutely.
just an oversimplification of really what it is, but yeah, they're
exactly. Most steam power stuff.
If you didn't have that part, it wouldn't work.
True. I mean, who's to say ether can't be bottled into something that puts out radiation?
Well, I googled it. That's what I did.
Oh, you
okay?
Okay. Well, then now, come on,
that's
Mr.
how
Professional.
I learned things. I googled, alternative energy, alternative technology. I don't know, steampunk technology. I was just sort of grasping around, and
you found stuff. Did you find something? You found something, didn't you?
I found something. Where we go?
What'd you find?
Share. Nope. Share.
Nope. We will learn this eventually.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm seeing it. There it is. Adding to stream. There we go. For those of you
that I hit, hourglass quote, coal-killing steampunk energy storage system could pump more wind, solar into grid. I'm like, oh steampunk. What's that? Okay. So let me give you some background because I had to look it up. This is about batteries and it's energy storage. So how does a battery work? Very simply, right? You've got a positive electrode, a negative electrode, and electrons try to get from the positive to the negative, or the negative to the positive, depending on your frame of reference. It doesn't matter, right? That's how batteries work. They're usually like very thin pieces of metal or metallic magic stuff. I don't know how it works exactly, but they're separated by a thin film that forces that discharge to happen through the top of the battery and around through your device into the bottom of the battery. Okay? That's how batteries work on the very basic, dumbest version.
Right.
Hourglass, quote, steampunk energy storage system. There aren't any pictures here. So I'm just going to tell you, as well as I could understand it, instead of those weird metallic sheets that are sort of layered together and rolled up into a battery, this uses fluid, a liquid material instead of the solid, with a very thin membrane between them in a, as they call it, an hourglass shaped chamber. And somehow this is better. I don't know why, but somehow the moving fluids in this chamber, separated by that membrane, or even separated by nothing, because the two fluids are so
viscous.
Physically, they want to separate, like oil and water, I guess. And that sounds fascinating. I guess it's kind of an interesting article. Me not knowing the first thing about batteries, I didn't know. I don't know why this is steampunk. I don't know why they threw that. Luckily, my cat's the first thing about batteries.
Wait.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
I had a thing come up on my phone.
Somebody else is getting into our stream. Okay.
Getting into our stream.
And honestly, this is not what I wanted to show you. But I thought it was interesting that it was labeled steampunk.
That is weird. Yeah, why would they throw the word steampunk in there? That is odd.
It's a word that's catchy, and it's kind of a new age and yet old technology.
But
and so
this isn't really old technology.
Well, it even talks. Well, it says the kind of the first. Oh, you just scrolled past it. I was looking for it.
I'm sorry.
You're good. So basically, the old meme about clean power being unreliable and is fast disappearing. I mean, it's kind of that's the whole thing about like steampunk is that it's kind of an internet for people who aren't really steampunk. Using the word steampunk's catchy, and it's kind of memey. And so, but it catches people's attention because it's like, oh, are we taking an old technology and making it new again? What's going on here? And for the fact that I know a little bit about what this is, I did actually look at this at one point when I was like deep into trying to figure out how my airship ran like 7 years ago on some some of this kind of technology was running around at the time. We're like thinking about like liquid, like if you could store energy in some sort of liquid, then you'd be able to pump it from one end to another or move it around from like batteries and whatnot. Basically, if you think about electricity on a fundamental level, it acts like water anyway. Mm-hmm. And so there are ways you could, magically do it or use ether or, however is your meta for how your airship works. And I'm always intrigued with new ways of doing power. So this is really cool.
Well, I was very unsatisfied with this find, even though it labeled itself steampunk.
Yeah. It didn't directly.
What I was looking for, I kept looking. And now I want to show you the thing I want to show you.
Okay, what's the thing?
A mechanical battery. The flywheel battery. What? This you could call steampunk. This is cool. I'm not going to play this video, but I'm going to post it for anybody who's interested. It's a good video.
Okay.
The basic concept is like a what do you call one of those round tables that you're making clay pots with, right?
Okay, yeah, the pottery wheels.
A pottery wheel, right? And they're big and heavy, and the whole idea is that it is got a consistent energy built into this speeding thing.
Okay, yeah, you build it up and you got momentum.
Right, that's it. It's a heavy spinning thing that keeps momentum. I mean, that's the basis for a flywheel energy storage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But thanks to modern technology, these flywheels, I mean, the problem with the flywheel is that there's drag, right?
Yes.
The air against it is trying to make it go slower. The piston,
the contacts
in the middle, everything,
gravity,
drag it slower. Mm-hmm. So with modern technology, they're able to reduce that drag, that friction, to a very, very small amount. Oh yeah, I saw this picture. I said, oh yeah, this is where I wanted to go with this.
Nice.
The steam locomotive that's using this big steel flywheel to maintain a more constant speed or energy output. That's like, brilliant. This is cool. And I can't tell you what these are. They use these
That's a bus. That's a bus.
Buses, and so the bus would recharge, electrically, recharging the flywheel at every bus stop.
Mm.
Okay.
That wasn't during the turn of the century. This is in the 40s, but it works. It has a established history. Only now they're building them with high-tech bearings and vacuum chambers and all kinds of groovy stuff. In fact, I've got a picture here from the Wikipedias. NASA has one that they're using for something or other.
Well, I mean, Okay, so if you look at this from the perspective of you're basically making a one-axis gyroscope, and so you're spinning something really, really fast, and when you impart energy to it, you're speeding it up. But if you're taking power away from it, you're slowing it down.
Right.
So
it's a battery.
Yeah, it's a kinetic battery. It's really cool. And the fact is that everything would like spaceships would have these, airships would need them for the gyroscopes. It's built in.
And you could build a motor on one end to add power back to it electrically, right? It's an electric motor that turns it into momentum movement. And then if you want to take energy out, that motor then becomes a dynamo, an alternator for the auto mechanics to pull energy back out. And so there's only electric power that goes in or comes out. It's all encapsulated if you wanted to build one that way.
And if it broke, it would be spectacular.
That's the best part.
Always got to think about these things.
It just gets better and better. So that is what I wanted to share.
Now, Linverse, with a comment, isn't it true steampunk of the Edwardian era? Maybe that's why Victorians so often travel forward to get steam power. I don't consider it traveling forward, because steampunk was basically there's their science fiction for them, or all the stuff that they came up with was their science fiction, their vision of the future and how things were going to be ran. That's isn't that
was the latest and greatest, like most biggest power. It's like walking into the Walmart parking lot and seeing the largest Dodge Ram pickup going, that thing is powerful. Now, looking at it, seems like what's the thing that every small town would see would be this massive behemoth of a steam engine hauling.
Yeah, the train coming to town. Yeah,
the amount of power. Even today, being I live where a train goes through, and other people live where a train literally goes almost through their house. Exactly.
That's me. I'm the one that the train practically goes through my house. That's
so
me.
we'll be hearing it at what time we'll be coming through?
Might be closer to 9 today. It's been a little off. It's been a little off recently, with Snowmageddon and all.
We'll rebuild. But, so, and that was something that the common person would have seen a lot of, and they are very. It's hard to miss a steam engine. They're very loud. They're very obnoxious. They have gouts of clouds going in every direction, and they're very like you try to explain to someone how it works, and yes, you can say I'm putting wood in this side and steam comes out the other. But if you actually look at some of them that have exploded, and you see these pipes and everything just like spaghettied out the front, like how are they piping the water? Wow, that's a lot more impressive than just like a big boiler that I was thinking of.
If you ever want to visit a museum about trains, come to Cleburne. We have one.
Yes.
We should make one. Whenever the plague is over, we should all make a field trip to the train museum.
That sounds like the most steampunk thing I've heard all year. Once the plague is done, let's go to the steam museum.
Yes, exactly. We are of the times.
And I'll be able to hand everybody one of these little plague survivor pens that were.
There you go.
The Steamchest box.
I really want one of those.
So
but I'm afraid of buying it too early and then dying.
You sure?
That would be ironic, wouldn't it? Would that be irony or...
When I'm finally up for the shot, I'm getting one of those.
Okay.
I plan to. Yeah.
I have this
for
one
5
on right for you. So perfect.
Yes, put one with my name on it too.
Okay. But yeah, to go with that, I got this wonderful sticker.
Oh, nice. Survive the plague. Okay.
Plague life.
Plague life. That's okay. That's what we need now. Yeah.
It's actually it's a comic strip online, and it's about this mad scientist who, he's a mad doctor. So we all may know him.
Right. So those of you who are listening on the actual audio feed, Jack held up a sticker called that said "Plague Life" with a mask, with a plague doctor mask in the middle. So.
Yep. And there, I have a pin that says "Plague Survivor" that also has a plague guy on it. That for your lapel or tie in this case. I'm wearing one to work. But
Well, on the plus side, my parents both got their vaccines, so
Nice.
they should be fine. Hopefully, they'll be okay now. Not that they were ever leaving the house to be exposed, but now I feel better about going to visit them.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot in the way of like steampunky today. I have found out, except that I looked up the convention calendar, and apparently this year the Evil Expo that was from this weekend essentially has been moved to online. And Wild Wild West Con has also been moved to online. You can sign up for that one on their website for free to get in and actually watch all the stuff that they're doing. So if you're interested in seeing their online one, it's all free to do this year.
Cool.
AllCon, sadly, I will be missing this AllCon, is from March 18th to 21st, currently still on at the Crown Plaza in Dallas in Addison, Texas. So I'll be missing that one. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm usually with the guy there, but not this year. But there's a couple others going on, but it's nothing like none of the huge ones. The Steampunk in New Zealand is on, of course. They don't miss it. The Steampunk Symposium in Ohio will be on in August. Gaslight Steampunk Expo in San Diego is on. Big River Festival, Steampunk Festival, and MO. What's MO? Montana? I feel bad. I need to look up. I need to know my states better. But so there are conventions set up for this year, and do your thing. I'm not going to say yay or nay on that, except I am happy that there are people trying. No word.
I worry that in their efforts to try and set up these events, only to have them canceled later,
it's going to hurt them.
That really takes it out of you.
It's going to be like, well, we missed 1 year, and next year is going to be harder, and you're going to have a lot less people show up.
If we ever get to the point where we can actually have them, I think a lot of people will show up. I think people are thirsty for them.
Yeah.
But it's when you put all this effort into making an event, and you have to admit to yourself that you're not going to be able to have it because we're still in the pandemic. We haven't recovered.
Yeah, it's going to be a while, that's for sure.
That energy that you put into that is spent whether it happens or not, and perhaps worse because it was not. I feel like, especially in Texas, we have so blessed few of these anyway. Mm-hmm. I hate to miss out. I don't want to miss out on anything, right?
Correct. I don't either. I mean, if any, it's just right now this plague. This plague is it's stopping everything. It's like I've heard there's another one that may or may not be happening in New York called the COGS, COGS COGS Steampunk Expo. I happen to know a couple friends. Well, I don't know if they're friends yet, but I've met them when I went to Dragon Con in Atlanta a few years ago, and they're from New York. And I'm friended them on Facebook, and we discuss every once in a while. And there's one called COGS Steampunk Expo up in the New York area. So it was supposed to be in September last year, and of course it was canceled. So now I don't know the condition what that's going to be in, but that's something to look forward to. Maybe it'll go online if it's later in the year and we think it's safe. Maybe they'll have it. I don't know, but I mean,
well.
I do know a couple of people now in New York, so if I go, I will meet them there and have some fun.
Gonna leave us here?
Well, you can come if you're willing to go to New York.
I mean, sure. In the future, I'd love to go to New York.
Not New York City per se. I think it's somewhere outside New York City.
I don't think it'd be hard to afford a convention in New York City.
I know, right? I don't know who could, right?
People are used to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear the rental rates in New York are dropping through the floor.
Because nobody wants to live there anymore.
Well, they're realizing that they can work from home and they don't have to pay the prices in New York
Exactly.
City. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why the houses out here are getting more expensive. People
Yeah,
are like, I don't
no
have to be in the
kidding.
middle of freaking town. Well,
Yeah, it's like,
and I have another piece of good information that's
What's that?
beyond all that. Abity Park is coming out with a sea shanty album. Because I'm assuming because they're all very popular. But so we have steampunk sea shanties coming.
Are they going to be originals or are they going to be old?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it outside of the fact that they've announced they're doing a sea shanty album. So
I was listening to them on my way home today.
I mean, they have one called Ether Shanty, which is actually a really good song. But
I feel like half of their songs sound like sea shanties.
They're already fairly sea shanty-ish. It's not too far to throw from their normal stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
I mean, of all things that happen, I'm actually very happy with this whole sea shanty thing. I have like 3 channels on YouTube I can go to at any point in time that are live playing sea shanties for me.
And that's funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like radio sea shanties.
Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that was such a thing. I didn't know that existed.
Yep. I'm in my car listening to live radio of sea shanties.
So at Steampunk November, when it's the pub scene, it's like the very end of the night pretty much on, I think it might be Saturday. It's just all the Seahawks singing sea shanties. Like the Seahawks from Scarborough, who are the pirates pretty much, are all singing sea shanties in Steampunk November's
sitting around the big bonfires. And, yeah, that is fantastic being there for that.
Yeah, I don't think I've never been to one. I have not been to the Steampunk November sea shanty songs at night. I mean, there's so much going on. It's like and it's again the site is getting bigger and bigger. So if you're on one side doing something, you're going to miss what's happening on the other side. It's hard to choose where to be at any one time.
They do their best.
Like late night parties get later and later as I get older and older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, if you've had a couple in you, it's even harder sometimes realizing I still got to drive to my hotel room, or
exactly.
This is why I camp, because then I just drunkenly walk back to my tent and pass out.
As I explained before, I don't camp anymore. I can't do it. Yeah,
I need air conditioning. Like I'm a Boy Scout. I'm a freaking Eagle Scout, and I love everything about camping except the bed part.
Well, they're allowing like smallish RVs now too, so you don't have to like really camp. You can.
I got to worry about everyone else's obnoxious generators going on.
They have a very specific area for the obnoxious generators.
Okay.
So that everybody with obnoxious generators is just being obnoxious to each other.
I like that. From one side of the parking lot.
Yes, one side of the parking lot is for the obnoxious.
That's for the smokers only over there, and this is for everybody else in the diner.
Yes, Kimberly. Yeah, sometimes we're stuck. Like the last time I was at Steampunk November, I was stuck in the booth for the most part because, as Texas Steampunk Connection, we decided to get a booth. We thought it was a good idea at the time. However, it didn't turn out the way we thought it would. We had some good interviews. We had some good people sit down for interviews, but after a while, when no one was coming around, we were just sitting there, talking to ourselves.
But Kimberly makes a good point. All the vendors are expected to stay in their booths till like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, pretty much until it's closed.
Well,
it's one reason I have booth
after sunset. For the most part, nobody's buying anymore. They're there to play and have and party. And the vendors want to party, and they're not getting anything accomplished in their booth anymore. Come on, man.
Half the people still there are vendors. They're the people that stay because they have to be with their booth.
Hey, if they're making money, they'll stay with their booth. If nobody's, shopping, they get the feeling that it's not happening. Come on.
The reason being is security. There's no real way to like lock it down easily, and so that's the problem. And it's they're not legally obligated the way they're set up right now. So if something was stolen, there's no way to be compensated for it. So it's easiest just to have your stuff being controlled by you. That's one reason a bunch of us usually get together. I'll be like with Albatross or previously other people, and we just share a booth. So we have 4 people who can be watching one booth versus only 2 people watching a booth. And it is much easier, but I mean, it's still annoying. I've actually considered just maybe getting an informational booth, which I just set up with a whole bunch of cards and pictures and things, being like, look what I do. I'm, a Steampunk subscription service. Let me tap dance with my hat and cane and, tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, now we can do the Steampunk subscription service as well as a Steampunk podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
If you like me, watch me on the internet.
With running the jail, one of us, I'm going to say senior officers of the jail, has to stay at the booth at all times.
Yep.
As long as there's money there. If the money's not there, if I've taken the money, if I've gotten TOA to take the money back to the office, there's no money there anymore. We can do whatever we want. We can leave the jail. But as long as money is there, we can't. One of the senior officers can't leave, and so Caitlin and I usually take turns, or if my crew member Gabby is there, we all just take turns because we want to enjoy the fun too. But we all know we have responsibilities. And
responsibilities.
Dang it, being an adult.
I mean, when we were there, we're just a podcast. We weren't really selling anything. We had a couple things out, but we weren't really selling anything. So, but we still sat there. We took our turn. But now that I think about it, we could have just shut down, because we had no product really to sell or to even, except for I could have just taken my recording equipment and put it in my car and it would have been safe. But I think the reason we didn't leave the booth is because we were told not to leave the booth. So we didn't want to piss anybody off. We didn't want somebody to walk up and say, hey, where are these people? And piss anybody off. So that's what I think that's one of the things that got us worried a little bit. It's like, well, somebody needs to be here. Let's just stay here, kind of thing.
And I'll admit that, most of what I'm doing for Steamchest, I may make enough money to make my booth money back, but because of just selling product there. But I'm meeting all the other vendors, getting all my stuff lined up for the next year, essentially.
Right.
Going, let me get you cards. I want these. And
it's easier for you to circulate to them except for them coming to you.
Nice as a steampunker's thing to go to. Because I can't, if I go to other conventions, it's anime stuff and it's all over the place. And I'm not going to put a vendor booth up. I'm there to look and be a customer.
Exactly.
But this one, I don't really. It's weird. I sell a lot and I don't sell a lot. I sell more subscriptions, but that's just me running around going, "Hey, here's my card. Here's what I do. Here's something cool. Here's some of the stuff we've had in our box." So literally, if I just had a trench coat with T-shirts and all our junk on the sides, going, "Hey, this is what we do," it would be.
You're just gonna scalp your own product.
I mean, sure, I can mark it up by 500%. I may even make more money.
Right. I'm just.
That sounds like what the Win Mills does. Have you seen him? He's got 2 little suitcases
of jewelry and stuff.
Open and grow legs, and he's like, "Let's go."
Yeah, it reminds me of the whole thing from Bed Knobs and Broomsticks when he puts down his suitcase and it folds out into this massive display of all this magic stuff. Always loved that. How does that work? And it took me years to realize it's actually stop motion animation and whatnot, where they added stuff to it. I'm like, darn, I really wanted that briefcase.
Yeah, Jenny, I agree with you. Yeah, it probably would have been bad form to shut down early. I mean, but like I said, we weren't really doing anything but sitting there shivering, because it got cold that one time we were there.
That one was cold.
Yeah.
But
it was the best plan for us.
I did enjoy the fact that the interviewing thing was going on, and if there would be a more mobile way to do the interviewing,
right? Yeah,
a camera and a maybe a hand mic. First, so you just do your thing as you wander, get interviews as you go, and then you're done. Versus having a set spot.
Yeah, but we got lucky. We had a lot of people sit down and talk with us, and it was good. I had plenty of mics to go around to sit around a round table kind of thing, and we had a good time for the most part, and a lot of good interviews. But yeah, I think a roving interview, that's a little bit different, but I think it'll work. It could work as well.
We need to come up with 10 really fast, easy questions that are fairly unique that really work for such a roving interview. Be like, what's your name? What's your, how's your, and have character questions that really will it'll show the character, but in a really fast, quick way. And I think roving interviews could be really entertaining. It'd be almost like Triumph the dog, you know.
We can work on that. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Oh, okay. Well, Nicole, what do you got for us? You said you had something small?
I do have something small. So I find it hilarious that I find small things from my childhood that are randomly steampunk that I didn't think of as really or like the era related. So like my favorite American Girl doll when I grew up, as I was growing up, was Samantha, who took place in the Edwardian time era, so right outside of Victorian era, and that I have her doll. I have all of her books. And then my favorite video game growing up was Final Fantasy IX, which has a ton of airships and different things like that. If I can y'all see that yet? No? Okay.
Not yet.
We're trying to share something.
Yeah.
Click share. Click on the screen you
I
want to
got
share.
it.
There's probably only one.
There we go.
There it is.
Okay, we can see y'all right now. So there's this. This is Final Fantasy IX. So that's the main. It was on PlayStation when it first came out. So that tells you how
the first
old it is.
PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah, the first PlayStation. I was 8 years old when I bought this.
Wow.
My cousin and I played it all the summers that I ever went to Houston to visit them. And so they've got these giant airships. Like this is the airship that you arrive on in the very beginning of the game. And it's got propellers at the top, and it's really cool looking. And then you've got your cargo ships. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. For those of you listening later, she is showing screenshots of the game Final Fantasy, and yeah, there's like a balloon with propellers. It's really nice.
Yeah. This is like a castle. This one looks almost like a castle with
little castle.
A castle in the sky, if you will.
Let's make Studio Ghibli jokes.
But honestly, I would bet money that they really were inspired by Studio Ghibli and Miyazaki from early 80s. He loved this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And, I think he really started a whole vision of what became Final Fantasy. This fantasy / airship, steampunk, strange Japanese vision that we don't really get here. So
this is a collection of all the little ships that are in Final Fantasy IX, the airships. There's quite a few of them. Here's the kind of clearer version of the castle one. What the castle one is there a quote unquote traveling theater troupe that is actually a bunch of thieves.
That sounds accurate. That sounds accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. And their whole plot is to steal the princess at the beginning. Lo and behold, the princess wants to be stolen. So, yeah. But there's some really cool. And I was, I'm sitting in my Snowmageddon and playing some video games. And I was like, holy crap. I've been doing steampunk stuff since the age of 8. And then I was thinking about it some more in the Samantha dolls, and I was like, maybe the age of 5. And I'm like, wow,
yeah. So like, you've been steampunk a lot longer than you ever thought. That's awesome.
Speaking of the same thing, I recently ran across a cartoon that I really love, and it was one of those moments of we were watching the Clone Wars cartoon, and one of the pirates in it is obviously, he's a famous voice actor that everyone knows and everyone's ever heard of him, and which is now not coming to mind. But he does, like, I'm sitting there going, he sounds like a calm Don Carnage from Tailspin. And lo and behold, it's the same guy who does the voice. And then all of a sudden, like, I start watching episodes of Tailspin on YouTube, and I'm like, yes, this is why I wanted Airship Pirates, was the floating metal vulture that spews forth these tiny little airplanes, and just like, okay, that's where Jack came from right there, with the whole look of kind of wanting to be that.
Nice.
And didn't realize that was like you, just kind of all mentally stuck up here from a very young, early age. And here I am, 35.
Oh, wow.
It has affected me greatly.
Yeah.
So, a quick Google search. The voice actor who does Don Carnage is Jim Cummings.
Yep.
I would not know, except he does the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
He does the voice of pretty
Darkwing
much
Duck.
everything.
And Pete. I don't know who Pete is.
Pete is from Goof Troop. He is the
mean guy from Goof Troop.
He's the car dealership guy who lives right across the street. Yeah. He also, all right. The voice you know from Pete would be if you watched Aladdin, the animated movie. He is the voice of the main guard that's chasing Aladdin. It's the same voice as Pete.
He has a sword.
Yeah, he has. You shut up, you idiot! We all have swords.
Wow.
Yeah. So
he's kind of a big deal.
Sounds. I guess so.
But yeah, like Don Carnage is great because his character is like a mishmash of like his language is like a mishmash of French, Italian, Spanish, and English, and so he's like bouncing around. He's this fox, and he's this overly like sarcastic guy. And every time I watch him, I'm like, that's where Jack comes from. Is that character just? Hello, it's me, your favorite wonderful, lovely pirate. I'm here to take all your stuff. All right, everybody, goodbye. And
it is good for you to meet me.
Yeah, basically. And anyway, I'm sorry to get us off on that track, but you reminded me of baby.
No, Natalie is basically just steampunk Merida. Like,
perfect.
That's pretty much what she is, because that's how I play her. And I don't mean to play her like that, but you go for so many years, they're like, oh, you're Merida because you're, redhead, curly hair. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so I just made a steampunk character.
Just stop fighting. It's like, okay, fine.
Fine, I'll just add a Horatius accent to it and just be over the top.
Yep.
You really need to see her TikTok.
she's definitely my favorite Disney princess nowadays. I mean, when I was little, it was Ariel because why not? But whatever.
I'm imagining Merida, which you obviously pull off excellently. Okay, now she's steampunk, so she doesn't have a bow. She has a long gun?
Yeah, that could work. Or a crossbow. You could do a crossbow.
Cool.
Crossbow would work. Steam-powered crossbow. Instead of having the tines on the outside, you have an air tank that, fires it.
Yep.
I don't know. I think a long gun would probably look more intimidating. And just,
I don't know. Have you ever been on the business end of a harpoon? That was pretty terrifying.
All I know is like
all of those things. She's some sort of gun nut.
There you go.
Just a weapons collector.
It's like or you have like a gun caddy, instead of a golf caddy, you have a gun caddy. It's like, hand me my long gun.
Well, you never know what you're going to need to change your fate with.
It's like, wasn't it like there was a group in San Antonio that one of the things that they used to do, that they would build long guns.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they would?
Yeah,
remember those guys?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot their names, unfortunately, but yeah, that was one of the things they do.
Japanese, I don't remember.
Yeah, we visited them a couple of times. They were pretty cool people. Yeah, one of the things they like to do for their group as like kind of like not really initiation per thing, but to be part of the group, they had to build a long gun. It's like, it was pretty cool. Don't know what happened to them. They may, if you're out there, let us know. If you're from San Antonio and you know this group, let us know. Say hello. Tell us you're still around.
Maybe we would do an interview.
Yes.
Show us your stuff.
Show us your long guns.
Yep.
Anyway, oh wow, it's already been an hour. How about that? Man, time flies, guys.
Yeah.
I know.
We've wasted another hour of your time.
Hey, we decently stayed on topic today too, so that's
pretty close. I think we did a really good job this time.
We did a really good job this time.
If I do say so myself. And once again, thank you for joining us. This is the Texas Steampunk Connection. If you are listening to us later and not visually and just listening to the audio podcast, once again, I apologize that the last podcast was not posted until recently because we froze. We froze so hard. I don't know why I want to blame Jack. I don't know, Jack. Anyway, I'm blaming Jack.
Fine, blame me. I take it. I can take it. It's all my fault.
Oh, hi, Karen. I didn't see you about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, poor Karen was ignored. Who's are you Cooley? Why are you Cooley?
I'm Coley.
Coley, sorry.
I've been Coley since I was like 3 because that's just what people started calling me. Because I couldn't. My dad wouldn't let me be Nikki, and I'm okay with that because
Oh, okay, Nicole. Okay, I
connect a condition or something, but okay, I get it now.
Yeah, it's the last half of my name, so I'm. Coley.
I like it.
That's a new one. Yeah, I like it. Okay, it's just hard. You're Nicole. You're Cooley. You're Natalie. I don't know I never know what to call you.
Very steampunk. My name is
next time I'm just gonna put all of the names kind of like you did,
go.
So that everybody gets kind of knows.
So what was I? Oh yes, I was signing off. I apologize once again. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, just go ahead and find us on Facebook under Texas Steampunk Connection. I will eventually learn to slow down when I talk. Probably not.
What about criticisms, Flavio?
Criticisms, go to Twitter at Steam Connect. Because I don't understand Twitter, so I probably won't see them. So, but that's the best.
Those of you who want to give us any type of like praise, please do us a TikTok and give us a link.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. If you have a steampunk TikTok, go ahead and put a link on our Facebook page. So I want to check them out.
3 hits.
What else we say? I can't think of anything else to say at the moment. Thank you very much. You guys, anything else? Any last
Have a great night. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for tuning in with us. You are all wonderful people.
Yes, thank you very much. So for me, Jack, Nicole, and Thax, once again, see you next time. Until then, mind your gauges.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh, you're upstaging us already.
Adios, arrivederci, and all that. Good night.
Goodbye stuff.
Ciao.